Welcome back to the Shawn Witten Coaches Show. I'm your host, Tom Taylor. Thanks for being with us. Again, thanks for all the hits that you came back and watched our show. And we'll have a new show ready to go Wednesday at noon this week. Coach Witten, gosh, man, we talked about last week. What an atmosphere last Friday night. I thought it was really cool. One aspect of it, the band came down, the old band, the alumni band came down from Brown Childress and met the new band on the field, and just a lot of pomp and circumstance, and really kind of kicked off a fun night.
Well, Tom, it was just an electric atmosphere. It was just a great night to remember. So much planning went into it, just trying to get as many people involved as you could, and we had over 100 alumni band people and all the recognition people, getting back involved, and they honored the former superintendent and Dave Ryder, former coach here, and just we just try to tie the old tradition into the new tradition, and it was really a great atmosphere and a great night.
Before we get into the X's and O's, what was it like for you and the kids? We talked about this last week. To come out and practice, not have to go up to Brown Childress, come right out of the school and come right out on the field. Same other night, we came out and made that walk. And how did it feel for you as a former player, now a coach, and for your kids?
Well, it was a little different. It just didn't seem like a home environment. It just felt like we're at a playoff game, like a neutral setting. But it was hard to get adjusted to, and it just kind of felt it's got a little bit weird all night. It was just kind of like it just wasn't ours and it wasn't our place. And it's just such a nice facility, Tom. I mean, it's just everything about it's just so perfect, and it was a great night to watch a football game. The weather was great, and just so much went into it, and it was just awesome to be a part of.
A showplace facility, no question. Of course, the opponent was the Johnson County Longhorns, and we'll take a break, come back, and talk about that. We have a guest with us today, too. You may see him on camera before it's over with, the little guy. Ryder Witten's in there with his dad today, and so Ryder is full of energy, so he may be busting across the screen here in a minute if he does. Hey, we're in the South. We're country's cornbread. We don't care. So, future linebacker. Would he be linebacker or QB, Coach? What do you want him to be?
Quarterback.
Quarterback. All right. We'll take a break. We'll come back and talk about the Longhorns, show you some highlights. Come back with us on the Shawn Witten Coaches Show.
Trucks, 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 and more trucks. At Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, we have Silverado trucks everywhere with discounts up to $11,000 off MSRP on select Silverado All-Star Crew Cabs. 15 Spark, $10,995. 15 Sonic, $12,995. 15 Track, $17,995. 15 Equinox, $20,995. Shop us online 24/7, and don't forget our Saturday service hours. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where they leave you asking, how do they do that?
Whether lying on the beach, just working in your yard, or watching NASCAR racing this weekend in Bristol, your skin needs protection from the harmful effects of the sun. Blue Lizard Sunscreen delivers broad-spectrum SPF 30-plus protection that comes with smart bottle technology. Our bottle changes colors in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. It's the brand most recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide, plus it's made right here in the Tri-Cities. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, we've got you covered. Back to the Shawn Witten Coaches Show. Again, be sure to check it out every Wednesday noon on YouTube and simply type in Coach's name, Shawn Witten Coaches Show, and there it is. And lots of viewers and hits last week. I guess it's viewers or hits. I'm not sure what you call it, but you did it. You watched it, and we thank you for that. And, of course, a new show every Wednesday. And, Coach, you beat Johnson County 38-13, and you said last week coming into the game that after the Science Hill high, you had to keep your boys getting back up high again for the game. And I guess the fact that new stadium and a home opener, I guess that probably took care of itself, getting revved up, right?
Well, we were ready. We got off to a great stop. We got first defensive series. We got 3 plays and out. And then we go on an 8-play drive and, just run it for 8 straight plays and get down in there. And Jacob Turner, caps it off for the first scoring touchdown in the new stadium. But, we just, kids were trying to make it such a special night. Every play, we were just trying to make a perfect play. And, all the guys, we talked about, who's going to get the first tackle, the first sack, the first interception. So, a lot of guys were just really trying hard to be, to make the night a perfect night. And, everybody wants, is always going to remember that first game. And, Johnson County came in here with a good football team. And, I told you last week, I thought they had some really good skill kids, that stand out. I thought they had a tough quarterback and Arnold that was a competitor. But it was just a great night of football. Couldn't ask for a better night. And, our fans it was an unbelievable turnout, and, it was great support.
You mentioned the first touchdown. We'll show that highlight again. Jacob Turner's 8-yard run. Second touchdown of the night. Set this one up. Jeremiah Turner got that 2-yard run.
Well, Jeremiah ran it really hard. He did a good job, and he had some big runs to get us down there, and he did a good job finishing off.
Third highlight we have, of course, this was one for the record books. I mean, he broke, I think I saw, 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 tackles. Set this one up. Great run and catch by Jalen Smith.
Well, we got the ball on the 2-yard line. Most of the time you're anticipating a run. We just thought we had a good matchup outside. It was a good pass protection, good throw by Hunter, and great effort by Jalen, like you said. And it was good effort by Connor Johnson, number 25, that's running along there with him, just try to help him get in the end zone. And, a 98-yard touchdown pass, in a new facility, that's probably that record may stand for a long time. So it's just exciting to see how hard our kids continue to play. We didn't sometimes quite execute the way we needed to, but our kids really played hard with a lot of great effort.
Again, Elizabethton wins the game 38-13. Our next highlight, another young man got into the scoring fray, and again, we'll talk about Tyree in a moment, but another great pass, a great catch on single coverage by Drew Bowers.
Well, it was. We checked off to that play. Drew just went up and made a great play. It was a good throw. Drew's one of our seniors that, we're relying on, heavily to come through for us, and great concentration and made an outstanding football play.
So let's talk about Hunter Tyree. Looks like he's really made some great strides since the Science Hill game, and it looks like he's taken more command of the football team.
Well, one of the things he does really well, Tom, is he throws a deep ball. He throws a catchable ball. We're always on the receivers. They got to make the adjustment. But, we got just 2 seniors really coming up, stepping up for us. And I think it's just important as a quarterback goes along through the game and the course of the season, you just got to stay in rhythm. I think against Johnson City, we didn't have to throw it as much. And then Friday night, we wanted to kind of get Hunter in a rhythm and try to spread the ball around. I thought he did a nice job with it.
Talking to Coach Shawn Witten, the Shawn Witten Coaches Show. Thank you for being with us. We do this each week. Comes out Wednesday at noon every week, the brand new show. Simply go to YouTube, type in Shawn Witten Coaches Show, and there we be. And, again, another touchdown run by Jacob Turner again, and another great blocking up front by the Hogs.
Well, Jacob does a good job of, we counter back, and you get 2 carries, 3 carries, whoever's got the hot hand and goes. And Jacob's got a little scat back in it where he can stick that foot to the ground and make a nice cut. But really good job of just reading the block. You had a freshman fullback in there, number 34, Chris Taylor, that made a good block to get us in there. And, our line has done an outstanding job of continuing, to set our identity and running the football. And it's always good when you get down there to finish the drive off the right way.
One of the big aspects of a football team, and Coach will tell you this, is the kicking game. Last year they lose. A great kid moved on to play college, Logan Birchfield. So question marks about the kicking game. Hey, Dylan Nordby stepped up. He's big time for Elizabethton.
Well, that was a big kick, Tom. It was a big confidence booster for him. And, it was into the wind. We had some pretty good wind in one direction, and it was kind of a little bit tough to throw into. And he had an outstanding kick, and he just continued to be consistent. He works extremely hard in practice, and I tell you, that was a big boost for him, and that was a big boost for our football team.
And you're watching the 27-yard field goal the coach is alluding to. So, again, that was the offensive side. You look at the defensive side of the football. Johnson County, 26 carries, 61 yards total on the night. Their total yardage only 196, again, total yards that the Cyclone defense gave up. Pretty stout night.
Well, our defense got off to a great start. We had some miscues in the passing game and the secondary some. But I just thought that our kids fought extremely hard. I thought we got pressure on Arnold. I thought we did a good job against the wing tee. They got a few yards here and there. At times, we gave them some first downs on some penalties, jumping off sides, and some pass interference. But overall, we had 2 interceptions. And, that's the thing for our defense. We got to continue to force turnovers. We had 3 interceptions last week. We had 2 this week. And, it just all starts with those guys up front. I thought Preston Whitehead, 81, continues to improve at the Mike linebacker position, being new there. And, for our 2 sophomore defensive ends and our junior nose tackle, that's where it all begins.
Absolutely, up on the front line. And, of course, one other aspect we want to talk about is Tyree. We go back to him, 9 for 14, 1 interception, again, throwing the ball for 204 yards.
Well, I thought he just continues to improve. He continues to try to spread the football around. I thought early we wanted to come out and get him established and get in a rhythm. And, just against Johnson City, we just were so heavy on our run game. And I thought we tried to work some play-action pass and try to work some misdirection to get – and I thought, too, we want to be a team that just doesn't focus on one person. We want to spread the ball around, get multiple people involved. I thought we did an excellent job in that. And, one of the other things we've tried to do is, kind of mix our personnels up. I think Scotty Oliver continues to have a big game for us week in and week out. But, the key is anytime, the more comfortable your quarterback is, the better your football team's going to be. And we had some pass protection issues. And we had a missed block, a missed pickup. We had an interception, but I thought our defense rallied. And Hunter continues to improve. And like I said, Tommy, he throws a really good deep ball.
Absolutely. Of course, that's evidence of the big touchdown throw in the end zone to Bowers, who went up, as the coach said, and made a great catch, but it was placed right there perfectly by Hunter Tyree. I guess the one bugaboo in wrapping up the package on Johnson County, the penalty bug bit you. I wasn't here, obviously. I'm going to attribute that to some point to just the kids being jacked up on a big night.
Well, yeah, at times we weren't focused like we needed to be, and I think at times we didn't execute the way we needed to be, and we were a little bit jumpy, a little bit kind of out of our element. The game started on 3 false start penalties. Johnson County actually got a first down on, didn't even have to run a play. So a couple times we had lined up in the neutral zone. We had some holding penalties called offensively. Just some guys, some uncharacteristic things that our team's better than. And this week we're going to continue to try and improve and be better than we were last week. But for the most part, I just think it was just part of the night.
Sure.
It's just for right now. But anytime you have 200 yards in penalties, regardless, your football team's got to be better than that. And our kids know, and we'll learn from it, and we'll get better from it. And we've with a couple of days this week, we've kind of a little extra running, a little extra conditioning from it. But our kids know, and if we want to be the team that we want to be, having that many penalties is really going to hurt us.
Yeah. You're dealing with 16, 17-year-old kids. Biggest night. This stadium has been long in coming to get here in Elizabethton, so I can totally understand. 15's too many, as Coach said, but hey, these are 16, 17-year-old kids. They get jacked up playing on this field the first time, and I totally understand the excitement and the exuberance, and it carried over the penalties. So with that extra running this week, I'm sure he's got their attention for the Daniel Boone Trailblazers, which is who we're going to talk about coming up next. Also recap the Mountain 8 Conference, let you know where the standings are and where the Cyclones are and all that, again, to get you set for, again, the standings and this week's team, the Daniel Boone Trailblazers. More of that right after this on the Shawn Witten Coaches Show.
Trucks, 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 and more trucks. At Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, we have Silverado trucks everywhere with discounts up to $11,000 off MSRP on select Silverado All-Star Crew Cabs. 15 Spark, $10,995. 15 Sonic, $12,995. 15 Track, $17,995. 15 Equinox, $20,995. Shop us online 24/7 and don't forget our Saturday service hours. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where they leave you asking, how do they do that?
Whether lying on the beach, just working in your yard, or watching NASCAR racing this weekend in Bristol, your skin needs protection from the harmful effects of the sun. Blue Lizard Sunscreen delivers broad-spectrum SPF 30-plus protection that comes with smart bottle technology. Our bottle changes colors in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. It's the brand most recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide, plus it's made right here in the Tri-Cities. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, we've got you covered. Live on the Shawn Witten Coaching Show, I'm your host, Tom Taylor. Thank you for being with us. Again, we come out with a new show every Wednesday, as we said. Just simply go to YouTube and type in the Shawn Witten Coaching Show, SeanWitten, in case you don't know how to spell Shawn, because first time I came over here, I spelled it S-H-A-W-N, and Coach said, no, it's S-H-A-W-N, not S-E-A-N, Tom. I said, yes, sir. So I didn't do it right, a West Virginia boy, so it's S-H-A-W-N, Shawn Witten. So Shawn Witten Coach's Show is what I'm trying to tell you. So it comes out every Wednesday at noon, a brand new show. Again, this young man, again, in his 9th season, 57-31. And before we get into Daniel Boone one more time, what it felt like for you. Again, you grew up here, you played here. Your dad, your granddad is Elizabethon football. To have all that last Friday night, what did it mean for you personally?
Well, it's just it truly is an honor, Tom. And blessed to be a part of the old tradition, new tradition, and when they honored him and symbolized we got a little toughie that we touch it's a brick toughie as we touch as we enter the new stadium, and it's got a big plaque on it of all his accomplishments. But it is really personal, and it really is an awesome to be carrying on a tradition. And it's it is high school football. It's you're trying to change and mold young boys to young men, and but when it is an outstanding feeling, and it's you work like crazy just to make him happy and to carry on the program. So it definitely continue. Got a lot of work to do, but I tell you, it's just it really am blessed to be a part of it.
Absolutely. Think about it. How many folks in the walk of life have a chance to come and do what he does, follow his grandfather and the legend that he's created here at a football facility in a football crazy town like Elizabethton, and carry on the tradition. So it's awesome, very cool. And I know, yeah, with no question, if I was in his shoes, I'd be jacked up every Friday night too. Speaking of jacked up, let's look at the Mountain 8 Conference. The standings look like this. Elizabethton, Pigeon Forge, Chucky Doak, and Unicoi County are all 1-0 in the conference. Johnson County, by virtue of losing the other night, they're 0-1, as is Claiborne. Northview Academy and West Greene. This week is the non-conference week, the Mountain 8 Conference. Of course, non-conference all across Northeast Tennessee. Schedule goes like this. South Greene will be at Chucky Doak. Happy Valley will travel to Irvin to battle Unicoi County. Johnson County goes back up on the mountain to entertain the Sullivan Central Cougars. Claiborne goes to Cumberland Gap. Northview Academy will be hosting the Volunteer Falcons, and West Greene will be hosting North Greene. And, of course, next stop will be the Daniel Boone Trailblazers coming to town. 0-2. They've lost to Sullivan South, 21-14. Lost a heartbreaker by a couple of points to Cherokee, so they're 0-2. But I think Daniel Boone well enough that'll mean nothing. They come to town.
Well, Jeremy's a great coach. He does a good job, and they're kind of a lot like a Mountain City. They're a scrappy Boone team. And, Jeremy, they play great defense. Sanders is a tough player. He's a 3-year starter at quarterback, and really, I think in one half we've seen 12 different offenses from them, and just so many different formations and things that they do. And our games with Daniel Boone have always been tough games, but like you said, the 0-2, 9 points difference. Had a chance to win it against South at the end. Went for a 2-point conversion and almost tried to tie it up against Cherokee. So I think they're actually down quite a bit against Cherokee and fought all the way back. So it's a good football team coming in here, and they definitely got our attention, and we definitely have had a chance to improve quite a bit this week and really work on things to get better. So we know what Daniel Boone brings, and for them we're fortunate we're home again and excited about that. And the thing for us is we rely on our fan base pretty good. Our crowd gets into it, and people come to the stands. And I tell you, Tom, that was one of the most exciting things last week, is just the people in the sport we have behind us. And we need another 12th man to say, and our new stadium, Citizens Bank Stadium, and we need all those supporters to come out. And our kids know this is a big game for us, and our non-conference games really show us where we stack up. And when you play Science Hill, Boone, and Bristol, you get a chance to, that it tells you where you are. And I think that Friday night's game is going to show us, how much we improved, and how if we can continue to be physical.
This Friday night again at Citizens Bank Stadium here in Elizabeth. The next two on the road, you go to Unicoi County, and then you go to Tennessee High at the Stone Castle. So the next two on the road. So, and you've told me this last year in our coaches show, you got to win your home games, whether it's non-conference or conference. You got to win the ones at home.
Well, it's important for us too, and especially on our new stadium. And it needs to be quite a few games, quite a few years before we take one on our new stadium. But I think too, we got some areas we still need to grow. Our kids know. Each week, where we got to improve and the emphasis we put on. And, Tom, I like this football team. I think we got a special group. I stood out there before we took the field on Friday and just said, hey, I think we got something. We can do something down the road. But for us, it's one game at a time. We've been fortunate that some of the guys that got banged up, they haven't been, had to sit out yet. But, we're excited about this football team. We're excited about the progress we've made. Anytime you can hold a team 61 yards rushing like we did last week, and we cleaned up some stuff in the secondary, and I think we got a good football team, Tom. I really do. We just we got to take it one game at a time, one play at a time, keep improving. And I think the thing I like about this team, Tom, is just not one person.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Turner brothers. It's Corey came in against Science Hill and finished off the fourth quarter, and it's multiple guys on defense stepping up. Bailey Gwynn had a big interception. Corey Russell had a big interception. Our one guy in particular had two great plays was Jordan Simmerly. He recovered two onside kicks that Johnson County tried to do against us. I just think that our kids really go into, they know the role, they accept the role, and And it's just so exciting to see the progress they make week in and week out.
They bought into this man and his coaching staff is what it's all about, because you sit here with him each week and it just kind of comes out. You just know he's passionate about this team, about this community, about this football program, and it shows. And so, Daniel Boone, last question as always, keys to beat the Trailblazers Friday night.
Well, one, I think we got to continue to jump on people early. I think that, we got up 14-0. We got up 21-7 against Johnson County, and I think we had a chance to go up 35-0 before half. But I think for us, our confidence can really boost when we just jump out there on people. And I think that, even just Johnson City, when we found out we could hang in there, we became a different team. And for us, I think that, our defense is good enough that if we can get up 10, 14, 17 points, our defense can dictate, what Boone has to do offensively. And I think we can establish a lot. We got so much guys giving great effort, and we're going to continue to grow in a lot of areas. But we got to get off to a great start. And I think, two, we got to minimize the penalties. We can't put ourselves in bad situations. And I think the third thing is offensively is we got to keep down and distance our favor. As good as Hunter's been throwing and as good as we've been able to run the football, we caught ourselves last week in some situations where 3rd and long, 2nd long. We had 1st and 30 one time. I mean, just those situations are not good situations for us. And when you get in big games, when you get in critical situations, those types of situations are not going to play to our advantage. So I think those three things, and then I think the other thing for us defensively is we got to continue to tackle well. We had some miscues tackling a little bit. Johnson County had some really good skill guys that got loose some, but I think we just got to continue to tackle well and make teams have to earn it and work themselves down to score.
This is why I like doing this man show every week. I love this. Give me some taters.
Yeah.
Appreciate him very, very much. Again, Coach Shawn Witten, S-H-A-W-N, Witten, by the way, and W-I-T-T-N. My man over here, Robert's giggling. And so we do want to say thanks to Chick-fil-A of Elizabethton. You guys posted it up on Facebook, and it took off like a rocket ship as far as the views and the hits. And also Tony Briggs.
Yes, sir.
Tony Briggs, again, with the Boosters Club. Thank you, sir, for helping get the word out. Again, all you have to do is go to YouTube, type in Shawn, S-H-A-W-N, Shawn Witten Coach's Show, and there it'll be it again. Every Wednesday, brand new show at noon. And, Coach, again, good luck to you on Friday night, and go Cyclones.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Love hanging with this guy. I do appreciate you giving us a listen each week. What we're doing is showcasing and putting a positive spin on student-athletes here at Elizabethton High School, in this case, the football team. That's what it's all about. These are 16, 17-year-old kids, and we're here to accent the positive. It's just a game, but it's a fun thing on a Friday night to come out and watch the Cyclones and watch Coach Witten and his great staff. So for Robert Kell, our producer, and also for Coach Witten, this is Tom Taylor. See you next week. Again, a new show every Wednesday at noon. As always, we'll tell you, win or lose, be a good sport. So long, everybody.